Okay, Freedom of the Seas. What does the ship look like when it's empty? On deck 11 here we have the Splashaway Bay, kids area, overlooked by the Viking Crown Lounge, Olive and Twist Bar on deck 14. Then we have the main pool area, dueling pools with a little bit of event space in the middle where they do competitions, things like that. Cabanas along the side on the jogging track here. See the band setting up on the stage under the big screen where they show movies. Right now they're showing some Red Bull TV racing. There's the Lime and the Coconut Bar downstairs and the Lime and the Coconut Bar upstairs on decks 11 and 12 respectively. The deck we're currently on is deck 12 where the walking track is. There's a little Suites and Pinnacle Lounge up there, which would technically be deck 13. Then as we walk around, we head to the Solarium, which is one deck below, on deck 11. Obviously the pool is covered, but that's where the Solarium pool is. Where you see that dome over there, that's one whirlpool hot tub off the side. And here is the other, on this side of deck 12. And that's what it looks like there, kind of hanging off the ship with a little bit of a panoramic view. Here's the rest of the port and the other ships. And then as we continue here, you can see the sign for Freedom Dunes and the arrow going up the stairs. If you go that way, it's to the elevators. And the spa is on the 12th floor. The fitness center is on the 11th, which is the same as the solarium there. A little breezy up here. We have what is called the sun deck up here on the forward part of deck 13. This is only accessible by stairs. So keep that in mind. If you have mobility issues or it's difficult to climb a flight of stairs, this might be a difficult area to access for you. These are little showers right here. Freedom Dunes, which is mini golf. Little tip too, a lot of the Oasis class mini golfs are using those foam balls so they float. They might also have different environmental reasons for doing so, but these have the real mini golf. Honestly, much better mini golf experience when you're hitting a real golf ball. So you get to see the course a little bit. This is all deck 13. And again, of course, the port and Fort Lauderdale. And that's gonna pretty much wrap up the top deck tour with no one here. You gotta get an idea of what's being offered. Otherwise, you come back down the other side and everything is effectively the same. The walking track goes all the way around to the other side. I guess I will walk to the back and show the Johnny Rockets area. One moment. And now we're on deck 13 where the slides are, and if we continue on deck 13, now we keep going around to the sports court. You can see the rock climbing wall up there, many different facets of that wall. And we have, yes, the sports court here. This is the area for the rock climbing. And there will be the shoes and the harnesses, things like that. Up those stairs is the Crown Lounge on deck 14. The Crown Lounge is different from the Viking Crown Lounge. The Crown Lounge was what used to be the Diamond Lounge. And you can climb up those stairs and go in through key card access only into the what is for higher tier Crown and Anchor members, Diamond members and above. And then if we go to the other side, past the restroom here, water fountain, back side of the slides on this side, you have ping pong area with the ping pong equipment, and then you have the suite lounge on the other side. And then the total area up there outside of the lounges is called the Viking Crown Lounge. So it's kind of an interesting think Viking Crown, Crown Lounge is confusing, but Viking Crown is the whole upper 14th floor. Above that is the chapel, and that's basically going to be it for your top deck tour. Yeah, that's what we have going on Freedom of the Seas, and it's a great top deck, it's a great ship, so if you got a chance, fully recommend it. Have a great day. So stepping off the elevator to deck 14, or if you take the stairs, right there, we have the Viking Crown Lounge, which again overlooks the pool area, the splash pad, and the aft or the back of the ship. This is where the late night dancing goes down. During the day, it's an amazing place to relax with panoramic views. It's generally much more quiet during the day. There's a wraparound bar. It's where the DJ plays and the dance floor. A couple bathrooms back there. And then we have the Crown Lounge, which is the VIP area, I guess VIP or just Crown and Anchor status. And they have the lounge itself with access both to the back of the ship and the sports court. There's indoor and outdoor seating. You can come in and relax. Right now there's some cookies out, but again, this is for Diamond members and above. If you are Diamond or above in the Crown and Anchor Society, your SeaPass card will work to open this door, just like mine did. Of course, as you all know, if you follow my channel, I am Diamond Plus, now at over 550 points, approaching the 700 pinnacle. On the other side, you can see the same for the suite lounge. And so if you are staying in a suite, your SeaPass card will reflect that, and your SeaPass card will grant you access to that lounge. So again, this is the Viking Crown Lounge, this whole area. That area I was just in is the Crown Lounge. Very confusing, but just so you know the difference when you see it on signs. Okay, so walking out to deck 11, on the left side, we're on the aft of the ship, right below the Viking Crown Lounge. On the left side we have El Loco Fresh, tacos, quesadillas, burritos, and a little salsa bar down there. This is the salsa station. Again, this is behind the splash pad for the kids zone. See above us on deck 12 is the walking track. That goes all the way around the top, and it's always very windy on deck 12. So if you have hats or anything else like that, be very careful. They can absolutely blow off. On deck 11, we're surrounded by this glass here, so it's much less windy, and there's much more shade. We have Tide and Trail adventure gear, and this is where the ice cream station would be. Obviously not open yet. Nothing is anywhere close to being open yet because most guests are not back on the ship. And as you walk along down here, we have the main pool deck. Both sides, lime and coconut bar. There's life vests for kids over here, the swim vests. And then we'll also have some seating areas as we head to up here on the right. And there's also a couple hot tubs here as well, but stage 1, 2 over there with some shade, and then there's a third, as well as a shower for before and after. Lifeguard station, and then this is where the towel checkout would be, where you can effectively check out and rent a towel, and as long as you return it, as long as you return as many towels as you borrowed, you will not be charged anything. Otherwise, it's a $25 fee for unaccounted towels. They do that because otherwise people just leave them everywhere, leave them all over chairs, as people still do. Here is the whirlpool over the ship on this side, and the solarium where people are already relaxing, with the solarium bar, of course, the center, which is busiest on sea days. All of the pool areas in general are much busier on sea days. If you come on a port day, you will be able to find a chair, no problem. You will have much more room in the pools or the hot tubs or anything else. As we come in here, this is now the front of the ship. We have Vitality at Sea Fitness Center. The spa is on deck 12. one flight above. And there's not much to really film in there because you can't go into the treatment rooms or anything else. There's a reception similar to this one, just for the spa, one deck up. And if you have any treatments that you'd like to book or show up for, that's what you have there. But the fitness center, we have this little spin room right here where there's free weights, yoga mats, other kind of yoga mats. There's me, hello. And then free weights, foam rollers, ropes, pull-up bars, Bisou balls, medicine balls. And then we get to the machines, towel station, water fountain. And of course, we have some electro music bumping, you know, because we're ready to work out, we're ready to rock. This is a very nice gym though. It has a very good ratio of space to equipment. It doesn't have a huge footprint as like some of the Oasis class ships, but it has better views. The Oasis class ships have like a couple windows in there and a couple treadmills will look through a porthole window. This obviously has panoramic floor to ceiling. Very nice to obviously not look at the industrial port over there, but on that side it's looking pretty nice. And of course, when you're out at sea or in port, the views are spectacular while doing your workout. And then we have the free weight and cables over here. Huge station of free weights. Smith machine. Some more body weight, dip, pull-up bars, things of that nature. There's a water fountain right over there. A sculpture for the art lovers in here. You know, more art. And then of course we have men's and women's changing rooms and lockers. And I will take a pause and jump skip. I'm gonna go down a few flights of stairs and show you some other areas. So as I'm descending my final flight of stairs here, down to deck 5. See that muster stations are starting to get set up. Actually, I do want to go this way, because one of the main lounges right here is called the Star Lounge. It's named different things on different ships of this class. Always thought that was confusing. But I'll step real quick into the library and card room. Push, it says push. Don't hurt yourself, buddy, it says push. And we have a nice, quiet, obviously empty at this point, library and card room, but even being empty, I want it to be quiet, you know, because that's what a space like this kind of evokes. If you want to have a quiet entertainment, play some board games, check out one of these books. Also a couple of computers in here if you want to log into the internet using one of the computers instead of one of your own devices. And then the Star Lounge is right here. You walk in immediately, there's a bar on the left side, audio booth on the right. And then lots of seating in different types of areas and a stage. They do karaoke in here, but do game shows in here. They do silent parties in here. It's an all-purpose event space, and generally it's a pretty great space. Honestly, you'll have people standing a lot in that space. If you aren't early to any of the game shows or any of the events that are going on at that point, fortunately, it's a very popular space, and it's popular to the point where the seating is inadequate. So we have Sorrentos right here. So quick tip, go to those things early if it's in the Star Lounge, if you don't want to be standing. Sorrentos will be open in several hours. That's a pizza place. And now we're walking down the promenade. You can tell by, it's probably more difficult to hear me now. It's usually very loud on the promenade. I mean, it's surrounded by glass and marble and stuff like that, so all the sounds kind of echo from these speakers. We have the Bull and Bear. This is the pub area, so of course you can get cocktails, beers. They usually have a live acoustic performer here most nights. And if this is your type of ambiance and vibe, then that's right there in the center of the action of the promenade. And we see Casino Royale. The main casino is down these stairs. We'll go there in a moment, but they have just put in this new non-smoking Casino Royale upstairs, which is on deck 5. Because traditionally casinos on deck 4 here. And these are all non-smoking, and there's another casino bar, so if you are Prime, Signature, or Masters in the casino, you can get your complimentary drinks at that bar. as well. So there's two different bars now, the downstairs bar on deck 4 in the regular casino and the non-smoking casino bar on deck 5. Again, pardon the noise here. We have shopping, port merchants. We have another complimentary dining option, Cafe Promenade. This is what's usually open super early in the morning. I've seen people here at 5 a.m. in the morning. It's redundant, 5 a.m. in the morning, but yes, in the morning, 5 a.m. You have little sandwiches, fruit, desserts, and you also have specialty coffee you can get there. Shore excursions, the market, which again is more shopping. And then all the way in the back, we have the dining room. We have guest services to the left here on deck 5 aft. We have our bar on the right, and that encompasses the bar and then a bunch of seating for the bar. Again, that's dining room deck 5. There's also dining room deck 5, 4, and 3, depending on where your specific is. And now we're going to shoot down switchback style to deck 4, where they have Boleros here on the left. This is the Boleros bar. And you have Boleros with the stage, Latin music all the time. Actually, there is some additional other music, but in the evenings it's often Latin music, Latin dancing. You can already hear the beats right now. We have the art gallery down there. That's on deck 3, which is also where Studio B is. And now again, we just switched from deck 5 down to deck 4. We have Playmakers. Right in front of the casino is Playmakers. We have booths, foosball, shuffleboard, pool, and then if you use arcade credits, you can play skee ball and do some free throws for basketball. And then the casino starts technically outside of these very finicky glass doors. I'll have an hours of operation right on the outside, and we have the casino where we have our table games right here in the front. Again, there are also non-smoking table games upstairs. And within this casino, we are technically in the non-smoking half of the main casino. And then there's a smoking half further this way. So we have slot machines both sides. We have the cashier in the back next to what is the casino host desk, where there'll be someone to answer any questions you have about the casino. And we have more tables. We have blackjack right here, minimum $15, maximum $500. Blackjack pays 3 to 2, and there are some side bets there. There's a roulette table, Texas Hold'em table in the back for when that runs. Another blackjack table. There's 3-card poker in the back. There's a craps table, just one, and then here's a second roulette table. One is, I'm sure, non-smoking at that other end near the host desk, and these are the smoking ones. We are now in the casino smoking section. It's early enough that people aren't smoking in here right now as I'm filming. And all these machines are down because they do not operate until the ship is in international waters, which will be about an hour after we leave port. But again, there's a schedule in all of the casino entrances of what times the casinos will be open on which days. And we have the schooner bar right on the other side, so Playmakers on one side, in the aft of the ship, aft side of the casino, and then schooner on the forward side, as well as the wraparound action on deck 4. So deck 4 we have the Royal Feeder. Deck 4 we have Royal Feeder on either side, there or there, but if you go straight down to the main entrance of Royal Feeder, it's actually on deck 3. And you can see other guests coming on now. So if you're going to enter the Royal Feeder on deck 4, there's one of these entrances on both sides. Right, you can't go through the center, but you can go up to the wings there. Likewise on that side. And then if you want to get some air without going to the top deck, the only place to do it is deck 4 on either side. One side is smoke-free, and one side is one of the smoking areas. So you can come out here on deck 4. This is the non-smoking side. It's also where muster stations are going to be, B5, B7, B9, B11, B13, B15, and so on. But if you ever want to, you're in the schooner bar, or you're in the casino, you're up on the promenade, it's getting loud, it's getting smoky, and you want to get some fresh air, you want to see the moon, you want to see some stars, you can go on deck 4 and just pop out real quick. So that's going to be it for deck 4. pop out to the final area, which will be Studio B. So from deck 4, instead of keep going to Playmakers in the casino past Boleros, you wrap around, go down to deck 3, which is the lowest deck we're going to explore. We have the art gallery. Of course, if we turn towards the aft of the ship, we have the deck 3 dining room. Like I said, there's a dining room on deck 3, 4, and 5, depending on which one you are assigned to. We also have the Focus photo gallery, which is if you take photos on board, you can tap in with your SeaPass account, any of these readers, it'll pull up your account. As you take photos, you give your room number and they will attach those photos to your account and you can peruse them later. If you want to purchase them, you can purchase them through those kiosks, you can purchase them through the app, you can purchase prints or digital copies. And then we have Studio B. Good morning, how are you? Then we have Studio B, which is a venue, which is where the ice shows are. We have a big technical booth in the back because this is quite a technical production. We have the ice shows. We also have certain game shows that attract a lot of people, like the Crazy Quest game show. Sometimes they'll do Battle of the Sexes and other types of things. It depends on the ship, it depends on the itinerary, it depends on the sailing. But you can often do ice skating if your ship offers it. But there's definitely an ice show in here, the Crazy Quest game show, and sometimes other events. So if I say Studio B, it's kind of tucked away on this ship. It's hard to find because the only way to get to Studio B on this ship is to go down the exact stairwell that I just went down with you, or some of the stairwells in the back. But you can only access it from one side of the ship, which is the aft. If you try to access it from forward, you will run into a no access and you will not be able to proceed. You'll have to turn around, go all the way back up forward, go all the way across the ship, and then continue. So, and finally, this is kind of the walkthrough. Kind of did it in an interesting order. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you enjoy Freedom of the Seas if you decide to book it. I think it's one of the best bang for bucks. Top of this class, so like Freedom class, Freedom, Independence, and Liberty are great ships. And then another great value would be like the lower Oasis classes that haven't been, although they're getting amplified now, so they're getting more expensive, but still great values to be had in certain classes of these ships. And the newer ones, they're better, they're newer, and they're more expensive. But I hope you enjoy this walkthrough. Whatever ship you decide, on whatever cruise line, I hope you enjoy your time, and thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing. It really helps to motivate me to make more videos, as I'm a small channel at this point. So thank you so much. Consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with anyone who else might be interested, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Now we have the Windjammer Marketplace on deck 11 aft. So couldn't get this filmed empty because it wasn't open yet. We'll see you later. Yeah, I'll see you in a few hours, yeah. That was my dining room server last cruise. Great guy, funny guy. Gonna miss him this week because you get a different server each week, but hey, it's nice to have one server throughout. But the Windjammer, if you don't want a server, roasted beef steamship looks pretty good today. At the beverages station, get your coffee there, teas, some juices. Hello, thank you very much. Your dessert area in the back here, as well as obviously all the seating, which is still relatively empty at this point. This place gets absolutely packed at peak time, one of them being embarkation day, right when it opens right now. So this is probably the emptiest you'll ever see the Windjammer, in my experience, is right now. Now when you see a seat, grab it. It's one of the issues with maybe this class of ship. Windjammer is not quite large enough in terms of seating. And we have sandwiches, soups, salads over here, fresh from the garden. More seating on the side, more seating in the front. It looks like a lot of seating. It's not when there's 4,500 passengers. And this is the only place open for lunch pretty much on day one. Until pizza opens and at Sorrento's. And the dining room is not open. It's only open on sea days for lunch. So anyway, next to the Windjammer right over here are two specialty restaurants, we have Giovanni's Italian Kitchen. This gentleman in the suit is probably getting ready to... There's Abroad That Travels. At Abroad That Travels. She's cruising with me right now. What a fortuitous meeting. And then Chops Grill, which is the steakhouse. And they run all kinds of promotions for night one. So it's the Windjammer. Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Then you end the tour with lunch and a view. So I mentioned earlier that the Windjammer does get a lot busier. You saw it as empty as you would see it. So I'll do a little walkthrough here. This is what it looks like with absolutely no seating. This is 12:55, 5 minutes before 1 p.m. on embarkation day. Try to speed run through here for you. But as you can see to the side, there's nowhere to sit. Not really. You can get your food and you can take it elsewhere, but the pool deck is also packed. You can see that the seating is all occupied, not a spare table. So if you come at peak times to the Windjammer, this is kind of what you can be dealing with. And peak times of the Windjammer are when the dining room is not open and the Windjammer is. So whether that's for dinner is generally very slow. Lunch in the Windjammer, breakfast in the Windjammer late on sea days. Very busy because the dining room closes early. Windjammer is usually open for another hour and a half, 2 hours, sometimes later than the dining room. So people who sleep in later and can't go to the dining room, they all go to the Windjammer at the same time, and it looks like this. It's absolute madness. So food's still out here, but you can see as a comparison just how relaxing it was when I was doing my initial walkthrough and when we were having lunch together, and how absolute crazy it is now, all the way to the bar and the specialty restaurants. So there you go.